guys, this is Josie with Cedar Creek Homestead, and today I'm out in the garden. I'm not doing anything today other than just showing you what we've got to work with. We had a friend come the other day, and he and Blade got the garden. He brought his tractor with his tiller behind, and we got it tilled up. And I was going to show you that. We've got rain coming. This is Monday. We've got rain coming starting on Wednesday, going through Sunday, and we're going to get quite a little bit of rain, which is good. But I will not be able to get out here once it's wet. I will really bog up, and it would be a mess trying to walk out through here. But with this, we've got good soil, and you've probably seen videos that Howie discussed the garden that he's had since he was a little bitty boy. Started out here. His daddy pulled a wagon behind his tiller and his equipment, and Howie was in that wagon, and he, as his daddy dug potatoes, Howie would say tater tater, and it all got started. And so we're out here, and we have a lot of work to do. A lot of the things get cleaned up in the fall, but of course you know what all has happened here on Cedar Creek with the virus getting a hold and changing life the way it has, and so now we're just running a little bit behind. But remember, the other day I said that I'm not going to beat myself up. We have a long growing season, and we're going to get started. One of the first things that we'll probably put out here is our onions and our co-crops, and get them going, and we're looking forward to a nice, beautiful harvest year in 2021. Keeping on with I'm laughing because I just saw Blade's little puppy run up through here. She is in training right now, and she keeps catching the chickens by the tail, and she's going to have to learn that that is not allowed. And you know that on a farm you can't have your dogs attacking your animals. You can probably hear the cows back behind us, and I apologize if the noise bothers you. I know it sounds kind of like a stockyard, but we've got some cows, and their little calves are being weaned from them, and I've had people comment on some of my stuff and on others that they think that that's a cruel process, but really and truly now's the time. These little calves are old enough to be weaned, and the mamas need them off of them so that they can grow and that they can regain some of the weight they've lost with feeding their babies, and it'll all be good. They're going crazy right now because I don't know if you can see it, but Blade's back behind me, and he's giving them their grain, and they're excited to see the food cart come by. And I'm going to give you a closer look at some of the projects that I have in the garden, some of the things that need to be done. I've got a lot of work to do. We've got tomato cages that need cleaned up, and we've got other vines that need to be done. And like I said, all of these things are things that really should have been done in the fall. And we're going to get them done now. Okay guys, this is one of the first things that I'll show you. This, we got these posts set in early fall of last year, and this is going to be a garden shed, probably going to be a combination of a place kind of like a little greenhouse, but also an area that we can store things that we need right here at the garden. But the shop is quite a little distance away, and so we're just trying to make the best sense of where to have things. And Howie and I were considering putting just a little area right out here as a sitting area, because we really enjoyed, and I still enjoy sitting out here and watching things grow, and just being in the big middle of things. And so you can see I've got a lot of work to do. Now, I will not be the one putting this together because I am not a builder at all. If I showed you some of the things that I have tried to do here lately, you would really laugh at me because I tend to just make it do. But we're going to get this built. Howie, we had several things that needed to have these big poles put up. Three different projects I know of for sure that we had gotten started by setting these poles, and this is one of them, the garden shed. You can see that we've got vines back behind it that needs to be cleaned, and we'll burn some of this stuff out. And right now really the garden doesn't look all that pretty. There's not anything growing out here. We can see all the bare bones. You can see the trees back behind it. There's still, you know, spring's not here yet, but it's on its way. And over there along that fence, you can see we had our blackberries there for several years, and they done really well. And we kept having trouble with bindweed, or really wild morning glories is what we call them. But they are so invasive. And Howie, he always joked around that it was some of the flowers that I planted. But I promise you, I did not plant those things. And they just choked everything out. And we had to end up taking those things out. And so we're going to start over with our blackberries. We have all this fence row right here. I'm going to redo the blackberries and get them where they'll be producing for us and providing us with some food security here on the homestead. If we look down this way, you can see that the garden, it butts up against the let's just walk down this way. The garden butts up against the cow lot, and so you'll hear those little cows back there, those calves back there having a fit. And we can't really grow anything along the end, but it's good for the tillers and the tractors to be able to turn right there. We can't get too close, because when we've got animals up in the lot, then they try to reach their heads through stuff, or whatever it is, they want to get them a tasty morsel. I'll pan down here and show you. This ground is just beautiful, and you can see here it broke up really good, and we're looking hi Foxy, we're looking for, oh, and there went Sadie. I'm so sorry guys. Anyway, what I was saying about the soil was it's just broke up really good, and we're excited about getting this put into rows and getting our onions and other things planted. Sorry for that little interruption. I got down there to show you, and here come Foxy and Sadie, and so excited, and she pulled pulled my camera away, and I had to readjust. Here's another project that Howie had started. This box right there, that is our he had started a compost bin, and last year he had decided that he didn't really like that setup, and so he was going to take that all apart. And this wood is really, really good wood, and we are going to, I'm going to make some, he was going to make me some raised beds, and I still plan on doing that. And but the compost bin just didn't work there. One thing is, I can't really access it. It's too tall for me, and it just didn't work out for what he had intended either. We've put these panels here. You can see these dried beans, and I tell you, when everything happened with Howie, everything just came to a halt. And so I've got all this cleaning to do, and these panels are just leaned up here out of the way while we were having the garden tilled. But I'll show you if I can get over here. Pardon me. He's put these posts up, and all down through there he's got these posts. And it may be better for me to get on this side of things. There's some of our chickens. Puppy training. Oh. Foxy chases them, and he likes to get them just to fly up in the air, and he leaves them alone, but he's teaching bad habits to Sadie. Okay, so Howie, he put all of these posts in here, and when he was a little boy, he and his dad had all these were pens that they had built, and they've been here for years, and you can see that we're tearing the concrete up that was put in there. And Howie went ahead and got the post set, and he's got new fencing back here on the back, but we still have to tear this old chain link out, and we have to tear out all of these things that's in here that were used for feed and whatever else they were used for. So I have a lot of cleanup to do here, but the posts are up and the back fence is up, and what Howie's thought was he was going to put a sloping roof here on this side where these posts are at, and slope it back towards this back part here, and rebuild all of his pens out through here for the different chickens and ducks and turkeys that you know, and other things on the farm, a calf or a pig or anything that might have to be separated off for whatever reason. And so this is another big project that I have to do. A lot of cleaning. I've got spring cleaning to do in the house, but boy do I have spring cleaning to do here on the outside. And I'll get to it, and we'll get these projects done. You know, I have thought about that. I thought, well, maybe I should just not worry about it. But these were things that we had planned, that we saw a need for, and the need hasn't changed. It's going to change a little bit, maybe in the timing of when they get done, and how they get used after they're done. I don't want to tear this stuff down. It's still part of our dream. And you know, the dream's just changed a little bit. The goals have changed a little bit. And I tried not to let myself get overwhelmed. I know that it'll get done when it gets done, if we just chip away a little bit at a time. Now, Howie shared you a story about this old farm gate to the fence, to the garden, and we'll keep that. I think it's a charming story, and we are very sentimental around here, and his dad is the one that got this when he worked as a young man, and we've put that up as a gate to the garden. And I don't know, I may paint it, I may leave it just like this, but anyway, we've got lots of work to do. And you can, Foxy, no. You see, there goes Sadie right behind him. He's teaching her bad habits. I think one reason I like the garden is because I like to think about time beginning in a garden. At least for humanity, life began in a garden. And I can imagine how peaceful it must have been to walk through there and enjoy the flowers and the vegetation. Sorry about the dogs, they're playing. And all of the wonderful things that must have been there in the first garden. I get a lot of peace working in my garden, whether it's my vegetable garden or my flower garden. I get so much peace, and it's a way for me to get away from things and just reflect on my day and think about the Lord. And we just never know how comforting it is to pull away from the things that pull us down, pull away from the things that have us so crazy and running around, and take time for yourself. Take time to enjoy, and take time to enjoy your surroundings. 5 days, and we're supposed to get at least 3 inches of rain, and that's good for March. I'm not complaining about that, because I guarantee in the summertime it could get, we could have a spell where it gets kind of dry. So I try to be thankful that the rains are coming. And but if, like I had told you earlier, if I try to get out here in the next probably week to 2 weeks after it rains, maybe not 2 weeks after it rains, but when it begins to rain, and then for at least 3 or 4 days afterwards, there'll be no way that I can get out here, that anybody will really be able to get out here, because we'll just sink. And because this ground is so fluffy and so good and so rich, and we're blessed to have that. I hope that you guys are planting your gardens and that you're making headway. I know the folks that are south of us have already got a good start, maybe even have their stuff in and doing pretty good on getting their growing season started. And those of you that got your high tunnels, your greenhouses, well, I'm glad that you've got that and that you can enjoy that. And who knows, maybe one day here on the homestead, on Cedar Creek Homestead, that might become a reality here too. You never know what we'll find ourselves doing. Just keep in mind that things change and our plans change sometime. And I'm looking forward to this little shed being built. I don't know what it'll look like. I'm gonna have to, I've got my dreams, but I can't make them come to fruition other than just providing the the resources because I don't know how to build. But I sure have people that are willing to help me. Blade and Papa Tex and others are willing to build, and I think that they will help me get something that is going to help me in the future. I'm trying to think about ways. I'm 50. I know that's not old, but I'm not a spring chicken anymore either. And so I'm trying to think of things that's going to help me, you know, as I age here on Cedar Creek, and the things that are going to help me going forward. And so I think it will be fun to have this little shed to work in my vegetable garden, to work in my my flowers, and to get things going in the springtime, and to have a place to come and sit and reflect and look out on the garden and think about the good things that God has done. And I'm so looking forward to that, looking forward to the future. And as always, this is Josie with Cedar Creek. I love y'all. Until next time, we're gone.